and welcome to the Boom Bap Kingdom. We're here and we're super chilling, and I hope you guys are chilling too. I'm just curious as to what all the hate is about for the MPC sample. I don't understand it. I'm just curious about what all the hate is, why it exists, and really, honestly, what is the problem? I think, first of all, and I want you guys to chime in, I think people often mistake size for capability. They believe that the larger a thing is, the more capable it is. If that was the case, cell phones would still be as huge as a freaking lawnmower, right? Back in the days, the phones were huge. I remember, real story. I remember seeing Bismarcky in the Sunrise Mall moving around back in 88, 89. You know, we were cool. And I remember him coming up to me with the old school cell phone that literally had a strap that went around your shoulder, and it was a big giant box, and then you picked up the receiver and you would talk. He literally had one of those back in 88, 89. But now look in your pocket and you're pulling out a phone that's literally this big. With technology advances, things get inherently smaller. The MPC sample is not a new concept for Akai, because first we have to understand what is its purpose. One, they leveraged people's emotional response to nostalgia, hence the idea that it's supposed to look similar to the MPC 60, etc. So if you're like me and you've been making beats since before the MPC 60, and you're an MPC 60 guy, or you think it's gonna be a nostalgic unit, you're gonna run out knee-jerk reaction. Oh, let me get that, play with it. The other side of that coin is there is a very robust portable market. So if you look at Polyend with the Tracker Plus, they have their Tracker Mini series. Dope units. Tracker Plus, which I have, and the Tracker Mini, which I want. Makes perfect sense. You can start projects on your Tracker Mini, transfer them over to your Tracker Plus, finish them, etc., etc. if you're in the field, on vacation, etc. If you also look at Ableton with the Ableton Move, they did the same thing. The Push 3, which I own, right? Push 3 standalone is huge, even though it has a battery, and theoretically you could put it in a travel case, take it somewhere, do whatever you're doing, someone's house, studio, etc., take it on vacation. But I wouldn't personally do that because of the size. You can, but I wouldn't. So the Move makes perfect sense. If you're in the Ableton ecosystem, you can take that, bang out some production, some beats, come back, put it on your Push or directly into Ableton Live, finish your project. If you backtrack to 2003, Akai had the MPC 1000. 3 years after that, they made the MPC 500, both very portable units. And in fact, Large Professor was heavy into the MPC 1000 when it came out. Made sense for him. Throw it in a backpack, take it to the studio, track out your beat, etc. Quick and dirty. The takeaway for that comment that I'm making is, don't let the size fool you. Understand that portability has been a marketable facet in this production world since they could make the parts small enough. The size of these units don't necessarily have to be as large as they are to have the power that they have. Your cell phone has more power in it than an MPC XL. That's just a fact. Your tablet is more powerful. Your laptop is more powerful, but look at the size of it. So again, the size is a play on your psychological point of view, thinking that, oh, this is big, it's powerful. This is small, it's not that powerful. In my opinion, move away from that logic that big is more powerful than small. Not true. Big serves its purpose, small serves its purpose. So if you're looking at the MPC sample and you're saying, oh, it's small and it's not capable, I don't really think that's an argument. What makes these things dope, and I'm not just speaking only here about the MPC sample at this point, I'm talking about all units that fall into that class. What makes them dope is the portability and the fact you can start projects on those smaller units. In some cases, MPC Sample, Move, and Tracker Mini, you can start projects on those units and move them over to their flagship counterparts. So that's really dope. The other thing is I don't really understand all the hate on the MPC Sample, because I do believe it's a perfect entry point for someone on a very small budget that wants to get into standalone production. Now, I can understand if some people are not necessarily into the sonics, the sample engine, because it is a high quality engine. I did a comparison between the MPC Sample and the Lo-Fi 12XT, and I broke down the sample engines in both of those devices, etc. I'll throw that link in the description if you're interested. I can understand if people are not necessarily into the sonics of the device. If that's the argument, that's cool. I totally get that. On the other side of the same coin though, it is a very capable unit and it is very fun. So I'm curious, is the hate on the MPC Sample the size? Is it the construction? Is it like, what really is it? Because I find it very fun. I find it very capable. I can make heat on it. I've already shown and proved that in a couple of videos, and I'll do more, trust me. I'm not here to advocate for Akai or the MPC Sample. I don't get a check from Akai like a lot of these other YouTubers. If you're watching YouTubers that are just getting paid to say, oh, this is dope and that's dope, you should buy it. I'm not one of those guys. I'm gonna try something out. If I think it's dope, I think you guys should know about it. Yeah, I'll share that on the channel. There's a market for these portable battery powered sampler sequencers, and they went after the market. Akai is about getting their dough. So if they see a space that they can either enter and attempt to dominate, or enter and just get a piece of the pie, they're absolutely going to do that. But I think they did well with that unit, and I think it will improve even more over time. So get in those comments and let me know what you guys think. And with that, I'll leave you with a BBK salute. Peace.